I have a blind spot culturally for this. Studio Ghibli. Hey! What the fuck is wrong with me, dude? I was raised in a Disney family. Yay. Right? Like, I'm familiar with all the Disney movies, all the whatever. Yay. Studio Ghibli is something that I'm honestly kind of happy I saved it to watch it as an adult because I have a much higher and like wider appreciation for what those movies are. So I started with Spirited Away. Amazing. And of course I watched the hour-long explanation of like all the Japanese, I guess, cultural lore that is behind a lot of the characters and the creative choices in the movie. Things like the radish spirit and like what No Face is based on and all that. Very interesting, very interesting. Obviously I cried. It's so, I mean, just the soundtrack, the animation, the sprawling landscapes, the journey she goes on. It's truly, oh my God, and the voice acting. Who plays the girl who helps her at the bathhouse is the voice of Meg from Hercules. And I literally was like, it's Meg! Get out of there. Get out of there, you big lug. Oh, wow. No, what does she call him? Boy. Hero. What does Meg call Hercules? Wonder Boy. Huncules, Jercules. Yeah, Wonder Boy. Get out of there, Wonder Boy. Anyway, okay, Spirited Away, watch that. Fantastic. Next, I watched Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle, fantastic, another 5-star watch for me. I think I like Howl's Moving Castle more than Spirited Away. They're very different movies and they're very different themes. Howl's Moving Castle is much more surrealist. It's much more Victorian themed, which I love it. Oh my God, when I first was like, is this Victorian steampunk themed? And it was, and it's like in a different, reality and dimension, whatever. I got my life, bitch. The costumes, the buildings, the structures, how the castle moves, all of the like design choices. I think they made that for me. I think when I made that, I made it with me in mind. Truly, truly so amazing. I think that at the beginning of the movie, when she is turned into an old woman, I started to freak out because I was on an edible when I watched the movie and I was like, what would I do? I was like, what would I do if an old fucking witch turned me into an old woman? And I was like, obviously I'd freak the fuck out. I would freak out. And then throughout the movie, actually very quickly, she accepts it. She's like, all right, I guess I'm fucking old now. That attitude to me is just like, you know what? Hell yeah, queen. Hell yes, queen. She accepts it. And she almost starts making fun of it. She's like, for an old woman like me, you can't, got my walking stick, bruh. Like, she's 6'7", bruh, L moment. Hold this L as an old woman. So I really, throughout it, I don't know, on an edible, it just heightens your emotions. I was eating Randy's donuts and I was like, that's the best movie ever! And it is. And so I think that attitude of accepting, like, well, this is my life now. I'm going to make the most of it. Also, as an old woman, I think you get these privileges of like exerting your will on people and situations. And people are like, she's old. Just give it to her. She's going to die soon. Just let her do it. So she really kind of tapped into that and utilized it. Like, well, I'm going to do this fucking anyway. Oh, that's the rule. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do. And ultimately it was for the betterment of everyone. Because women know best. Okay, so Howl's Moving Castle, for me, 5 stars. And Howl seeing her the whole time through the curse, like as her younger self. And it being this like interstellar time loop thing at the end too. I was gagged. Okay. I watched Howl's Moving Castle. Next, I watched Princess Mononoke. Wow. And I was joking with my sister's boyfriend because we were talking about it. I was like, have you seen Studio Ghibli? And he was like, yeah, dude, I've seen every single freaking one. They came back into theaters and I forced Sierra to come with me. And I was like, period. And so I was like, what should I watch next? Because he was the resident expert. He was like, okay, I would really recommend doing the older ones first and then jumping into like Boy and the Heron, whatever. So next I'm going to do Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm going to do My Neighbor Totoro. I'm going to do all those kind of, like, I think My Neighbor Totoro is a bit more just aesthetic, and it's slower, and it's like a kid movie, which I love. I don't give a fuck. So I'm going to jump into those next before I start the newer ones. But Princess Mononoke, when he was describing it to me, I was like, oh, so it's like Japanese Lorax? Oh, it's like the Lorax. Okay, I'm getting it. Princess Mononoke was, like, genuinely, I can't with movies like that, where it's about protecting the planet and about hurting Mother Earth, hurting the spirit of the forest. You should be killed. Like, oh my God. The whole plot of the movie being like humanity and industrialization and capitalism is killing everyone that is involved in the process of it. It may look like improvement and it may look like development, but what is the end of the tunnel here? You know what I mean? Like, where does it end? It's exponential and it's rapid, and it is not sustainable. So that movie explores all of that, and of course it's through a lot of that's one actually that I haven't watched, Princess Mononoke Lore Explained. Like, I really want to know the influences on some of the animation choices, on some of the representations of like spirit of the forest or the gods, like the wild boar being a god and the wolf being another god. And there's all these different ones. What do they represent? And what's the history? And also like this idea of the wolf having a human, I say in quotations, a half human daughter. It's like, okay, acceptance is possible and harmony is possible. And it's all based on respect. And I think the whole thing is, like, humans don't respect the spirit of the forest, and look what happens. So I really, really enjoyed that one. Was really heavy. Versus I didn't think Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle were that heavy. Princess Mononoke, I finished it and I was like, fuck. So great. Really, really, really great. And the lead character, what's his name? Ashitaka, hot. Okay, he's a hero. Prince, he's a prince. He, like, every step along the way made the right decision. And I was like, that's my boy. That's my fucking boy. Also, by the way, I watched the English dub version. What's his name? Who plays Jiko? Billy Bob Thornton. What the fuck? They're sitting over the fire, like, eating ramen, and he's on the traditional... Let me look up what those are called. I believe it's called a Gita. Gita. It's the wooden clogs with stilts under them. And I want to know what the purpose is. Historical usage. Can I fucking talk? The older practice of wearing flat pieces of wood on one's feet when working in the paddies to keep from sinking into the mud. Similar in principle to snowshoes. This latter footwear persisted in use into the 20th century as tajita, literally paddy geta. Am I saying it right? From phonetic atiji, using the term. How to pronounce Gita? Geta. Sorry, Geta. He wears, anyway, what was I saying? Jiko, is that his name? Jiko, he wears Geta, and he's like eating ramen over the fire, and they're talking, and they're like going deep into the lore, and it's fucking Billy Bob Thornton voicing him. So he's like, I'll tell y'all something you need to know. I'm like, why the fuck did they pick him to voice him? He's like, yeah, boy, you get over here and I'm gonna tell you something. What the fuck? Redneck Jiko. I was like, of all the voice actors they could have used, and I think this was in the 90s too, this was in the late 90s. Billy Bob fucking Thornton? At least Calcifer in Howl's Moving Castle, Billy Crystal. Hilarious, right? At least there was kind of this element of, there's funny, it's a more neutral kind of accent. Billy Bob Thornton is a very Southern. He's from like Kentucky or something. He's from Arkansas. Damn, he's 70. Yeah, from Arkansas. I got him over there and he's like, I must defend the spirit of the forest. Well, boy, I tell you how to do it. You gotta listen to me 1 time, 2 times. Here, have some more ramen. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. What the fuck? I was laughing my ass off, bro. Like, pick someone else. I'm swear to God.